Good morning, all of you. In last lecture, I already discussed about the difference between element, compound and mixtures. But I already also told about the homogeneous and a heterogeneous mixture. So now we have to see the how you are able to separate the mixture. How you are able to separate the mixture. So different separation techniques may be employed for the separation of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is that mixture which completely mix. For example, sugar in water, salt in water. But in heterogeneous mixture, how you are able to separate the sand in water? Sand is a heterogeneous mixture in the water. So we have to use the different techniques to separate the mixtures. So how you are able to separate the solid in liquid? How you are able to separate the liquid in liquid? Maybe soluble, maybe insoluble. Maybe solid in solid. So what it is mean? Liquid in liquid. Sorry, solid in liquid. So solid is a sugar, for example. In liquid mean water. When you add the sugar in water, solid is a solute and liquid is a solvent. Which one is in the less quantity, that is called solute, or which one is in the more quantity, that is called solvent. Sugar is a solute, water is a solvent. So when you mix both together, solute and solvent, that gives us a solution. That gives us a solution. Now different separation techniques are there. First of all, we have to discuss about the solid liquid mixtures. So here you have to see there are the two types. One is a soluble, one is a insoluble. So different methods we have to use. First one is a filtration. Second one is a sedimentation and decantation. Third one is a evaporation. And the fourth one is a distillation. So first of all, we have to discuss about the filtration. The method in which X substance, X is a solute and this one is a solvent. X is a insoluble in the liquid. Why? This one X, for example, sand. This one is the liquid, water. How you are able to separate? By using the method of filtration. Insoluble solid filtrate using a filter paper. You are able to separate by using filter paper. Like a Wetman filter paper. Like this, round shape. Give the one fold, first fold like this. You have the round is first fold is there. Then second like this to make the, this one is the semicircle, this one the quarter, like this, and open from between it looking like a cone. You are able to put in the funnel. Able to put in the funnel. So now you see how you are able to separate by the using filtration method. This was the stand only in which we set the funnel. Here the beaker B and this one beaker A. Here the insoluble substance is the mixture of insoluble, solid and liquid both. This is the glass rod. When you add the salt and sand and water with the help of rod slowly, then the liquid particle size is less than the size of the pores of the filter paper. So liquid pass from there, coming down, that is called filtrate. And which one left up, that is called residue. The sand particle size is more than the pores of the filter paper. That's why unable to pass. You are able to separate by this with the help of this property on the base of particle size only. Particle size and filter paper size. So that is the insoluble liquid is there. Insoluble substance in the liquid. You are able to separate with the help of filtration. Separation of component on filtration. Insoluble solid X remain on the filter paper which is dried and recovered, that is called residue. Liquid component Y remains in the lower beaker, that one Y, that is called filtrate. Everyday application now, student. We have to already use the filtration and to clean the water filtration. In coffee maker also the filtration process is there to filter the coffee. Using the strainer during the tea preparation, we use that strainer, the tea preparation also. So another method also we have to discuss, that is evaporation. This also used for the soluble substance. So X, for example, soluble in a Y, solid. Sugar in water. salt in water by using evaporation. This is the Bunsen burner. This was the tripod stand. China dish, you can say that. Evaporation basin. This was the wire gauze. Wire gauze. You are unable to heat that directly. After that, effect the China dish. Yes. Soluble X, for example, sodium chloride in water. When you heat with the Bunsen burner of LPG, then water start evaporating at 100 degree, but salt left behind, you are able to separate very easily. But drawback, the main drawback of this method, you are unable to collect the water. But in the distillation process, you are able to collect the water, able to separate the things and able to collect. But here you are unable to collect the one thing. Yes, this was the method is called evaporation. Now application of this evaporation, soluble process, for the drying of the wet cloth also, evaporation you see, when you put the wet cloth on the up, it become drying after some time. How? By evaporation. The water changes into water vapor with that is called evaporation. But in evaporation you not heat up to 100 degree below the boiling point, but vaporization above the boiling point is there. For drying the wet cloth, salt obtained of the seawater also with the help of evaporation. That is a natural process. Due to the sun, due to the external agencies, water evaporate, that salt left behind in the sea. Yes. Next one is salt is obtained from the solution in laboratory also. This is also application of the evaporation process. Now, next one we see the sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation and decantation. What it is mean? For example, this is used for the insoluble substance. Sand in water like this. When you put the sand in water, after some time, when you put the beaker, sand coming down, that down process, that one, which one come down due to their gravity process, that is called sediment. That is called sediment. When it settle down, you take the beaker and pour into the tilt there, like this tilt there. So up water come down. For example, here you take another beaker, here you take glass rod, and here you take one more beaker. Then you add the water slowly. Here the sand is there. Here water coming down very easily. Yes, you are able to separate the sand and water very easily. That process, when the heavy particles settle down, that is called sedimentation. And in this process, when you tilt the water and take the up one thing in another beaker and down one, you are able to separate. That is called decantation. So this is for the insoluble. If a particle's weight is very, very less, not more. For example, you have beaker. Here the sand particle size is not very big. The weight is not very high. So they are unable to settle. So what do? You here add the potash alum. Here you add the potash alum. What is the potash alum? You know, Fitkari. It absorb. What is the meaning of absorb? There are two words are there. One is absorption and one is adsorption. The word use adsorption. Sometimes the word here use absorb. Like a sponge absorb the water. Adsorb means up only. Hold the molecule up only. Not go inside. So potash alum do like this only. Hold the water. When you take the potash alum down, to that particles of the sand settle down. So that process of the settling down with the help of alum, that is called loading. So here also you are able to separate the substance, insoluble substance, from the water. Yes. So now I'm again repeat. Firstly, you already done about the filtration. then evaporation, then sedimentation and decantation. In next lecture, we have to discuss about the student distillation process. Thank you.